14 players received the franchise tag. That's tied for the second most in any offseason since the tag began in 1993. Guys, the players included Dak Prescott, A.J. Green, Shaq Barrett. What a great tag that was. Only 2 signed long-term deals, Derrick Henry and Chris Jones. All right, for the 3 of you, I want you to play the role of an NFL GM. Which player do you want a team to franchise in 2021? Peter.
Yeah, I don't know if the player ever wants to be franchised,
Right.
but then once you get the tag and you look at it, you say, okay, I'm going to play it on bet on myself deal, and I'm getting paid top 5 money. It's not the worst thing for 1 year. You don't want to be tagged year after year after year. I look at Chris Godwin. If the Buccaneers are going to say, we're going to give our big money to Shaq Barrett and give him a big extension, or we're going to have to pay a lot of guys. I mean, if Godwin, who, Kim, to your point so eloquently earlier in the show, is a 3rd-round pick, has never been paid that huge deal, Godwin could make $16, $17 million on the franchise tag this year, and then next year have a huge season again and make even more in a big long-term contract. I just know the Buccaneers have so many mouths to feed this offseason, whether it be Levante David, Shaq Barrett, even Ndamukong Suh, Leonard Fournette, they want them all back. Chris Godwin, that to me is still a bargain at $16, $17 million for a player of this value, of this level. And I also think for him, it's his first giant payday. It's finally time he can get paid. I know every player wants that long-term extension. Tampa Bay is a curious case because there are multiple players who deserve it and who want it. Chris Godwin being franchise tag, I don't think will be the worst thing for either side.
Guys, we are gonna stay with the Penn State tone.
Penn State wide receivers.
I'm gonna go, absolutely. I'm gonna go with Allen Robinson because when you look at him, you take him off the Chicago Bears offense, there's not a lot there that's left that would scare an opponent. There just isn't. He's been such a good receiver over the years. Part of me would love to see him just walk right into a contender and really show off everything that he does to help a quarterback. But you're talking about a guy 9th in the league last year in terms of receiver rankings, 102 catches, 1,250 yards. You know, he's earned it. He's earned free agency. He's earned a big contract. He already played one out. And I think the Bears would tell you he was worth every penny, Mike Robb. So when you look at Allen Robinson, you get what you pay for, and he always delivers. I love him in this spot, and I would want to keep him, especially on a team that doesn't have a whole lot of weapons.
I'll be honest, Kim, I had no idea he had 100 catches this year.
Yeah?
It was almost
it was very quiet.
Right? Because the Bears, everyone was so upset with how they finished the season and how they didn't play well on offense. 100-catch season with that offense, that's a good player.
With that offense and the rotating quarterbs, too. So, that production
no stability,
is pretty
right?
impressive. I know as a receiver to play in the Windy City, he might be looking to maybe getting some warmer weather. Hey, I'll swap with Chris Godwin if you're but, I tell you what, with the ball in the air, he was a beast. For players, look, I think the franchise tag always ends up going to a running back, right? And Aaron Jones for the Green Bay Packers, to me, that's who I would tag. I think when you look at the Green Bay Packers offense, there's a lot of talent on that offense. Obviously, with Aaron Rodgers at the helm, as a running back, man, I'm looking at a lot of 6-man boxes. All right, you're trying to stop Aaron Rodgers. I've got a light box. I'm going to find all kinds of space. And then for Aaron Jones, when you see what he's doing out of the backfield right here, look, for him to get franchise tag, to your point, Tregs, as a player, look, it's guaranteed. I know, look, Le'Veon Bell had a big issue with it. Didn't want to do it the second time. A lot of people have done it and have had a big year and then gotten a big contract. And I think if you're Aaron Jones right now, franchise tag looks pretty good. I get another year with Aaron Rodgers, another year in this LaFleur offense where I'm going to get a lot of zone reads. And then to top it all off, look, the salary cap is taking a dip this year. So if I'm a free agent, look, give me the franchise tag because that number is not going down. And then I get another year to come back once the salary cap is readjusted after this dip, and then maybe
I hadn't thought of that idea. It's not a bad idea at all.
I think traditionally, I'm not a fan of running backs getting franchise tags just simply because they're the only position when they get the football behind the line of scrimmage. All 11 defenders are assaulting the line of scrimmage.
They're getting pounded.
Yeah, they get pounded, and a lot of times teams tend to kind of brush off running backs. And so I don't necessarily like the franchise tag for running backs, but this year is unique. I'm going to go with Dak Prescott, guys. To me, the biggest free agent or potential free agent that's out there. He'd be, the 3rd quarterback in NFL history to be franchise tagged twice. Sean, you know this, bro. This dude was on pace for almost 6,000 passing yards last year. Yeah, the team probably was sorry. The team probably wasn't that good.
The defense.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're right. The defense wasn't that great early on, but I mean, you can't overlook 151 completions, almost 2,000 yards, and almost 400 passing yards per game from Dak Prescott. Yeah, to me, the reason why I think that he will get the franchise tag is because, look, he's coming off of that huge injury. The Dallas Cowboys have to see what he has left in the tank, right? I do think he's in their plans for the future. If they franchise tag him this year, Peter, I think you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think this year will be, 37.7 or 37?
We'll see what the salary cap is.
Yes, something like that would be his second tag. To me, that's not a bad number for a franchise quarterback that you know can get it done, that you saw when he wasn't a part of your game plan. Your team didn't do anything. They could not do anything. They lost leadership.
So should they give him a long-term deal?
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like,
I don't think they should do it now coming off of injury. That's bad business. Let's just be honest. That's bad business. But let's be fair to the player. Give him the franchise tag, give him that extra money, and negotiate
You're saying then prove it to us that you're healthy again.
Just prove that you're healthy.
Right.
We know he has the skills.
That's what I said, healthy, yeah.
It's tough to just pay him $40 million a season or whatever for 4 or 5 years and not knowing what his injury.
He can handle it too, though.
Speaking with Kirk Cousins after he got the second franchise tag, and everyone in the world was like, dude, you should be so happy. You're getting $26 million. You're not worth it. There was a level of disrespect that the team just won't just give me the long-term deal. Does that not start seeping into Dak? Like, well, wait a second. Why can't you just give me the long-term deal?
I think that thought sunk into his head last year. Right, and I think, if he hadn't gotten hurt and he had threw for close to 6,000 yards, I think we would have something saying, well, Dak ain't going back to Dallas. But you got hurt. I don't even know if Dak knows how he's going to come back from this. And think about it, guys. Have we heard anything? Have we seen videos of Dak running? Great job, Dak. Keep everybody out of it. You know what I'm saying? Don't show anything don't show anything from your rehab. That way you keep the team in suspense. Get your franchise tag and then work on a long-term deal later.
Well, and the one thing about Dak, you look at last year's NFC East, he's a clear difference maker if he's healthy, in my opinion. Clear. We're not even talking about the shenanigans at the end of the season in that division then.
No, and a lot of people thought,
if Dak's healthy.
Andy Dalton's the quarterback, they're going to be fine. They weren't.
No, and he's not
is
Dak. And in fairness, he's not Dak.